it's Karen, and today I'm going to show you how to make a cute Halloween treat bag. This one will have a witch's theme to go with our Witch's Day in, and I am going to go ahead and use my stamp set called Howl-o-ween Treat along with the Boo to You Framelit set. I am going to stamp the owl from that set onto some Very Vanilla cardstock because there is Very Vanilla in my treat bag. And I'm using our basic black archival ink, and I am inking from the top because that's always a good thing to do. And that way you can see that your stamp is properly inked. And mine is. Normally, this is where I say try it on a piece of scratch paper, but I'm just going to go for it and hope I did good. And you just kind of, oh, nope, I didn't. I missed a spot. I did not push down evenly. So I'm going to ink him again from the top. And just making sure that I have plenty of ink on my stamp. And I'm going to go ahead and try that guy again. And you go straight down and straight up when you stamp. And it happened again. So, when that happens, there's a little fix that I can show you. And nobody will even notice. I'm just going to get my Stampin' Right marker. I hope I have a basic black. If I don't, I will do it again or will hide that. So let me look and see if I have basic black. I do. And you can just take your basic black marker, the paint end, and just kind of, you don't want to color, you just kind of want to tap it. Sometimes these ones where the ink is really dark, it's even hard for me, a seasoned stamper, to get that to work out perfectly. Now once that dries, you'll see that it matches exactly. And even if it doesn't, we can always embellish it to hide it. The next thing I'm going to do is take my Big Shot. I guess this is one of those cases where it's do as I say, not as I do. I should have tried stamping that on a piece of paper first. But that gave me the opportunity to show you an easy way to fix it if it's not too bad. And I'm going to go ahead and put my framelit that frames out the owl, just like that. And I think while I have him on here, since I'm going to embellish anyway, I am just going to quickly stamp my pumpkin, my little trick-or-treat pumpkin from that same Halloween set. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink that from the top. And I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little press. All right, so we have our two images. Now you can cut two at once. I have a hard time lining things up without being right on top, so I am standing up to make sure that I have everything lined up. And I do. This is never going to be 100% perfect. That's the nature of crafting. If everything were perfect, we'd have no room for improvement. So now that I know I'm happy with the placement, I will take my other cutting pad and put that on top. Give it a little push to get it started. My hand on the handle. It does make noises. It cracks. Ooh, I messed up on my jack-o'-lantern. I should have stayed standing. So I'll do him again. And it's just good. You guys can see that it happens to everyone. Okay, so here was my owl. He's pretty big. If you trim him around the edge a little bit by hand, you can get him to fit into a pocket letter. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and stamp another one of my jack-o'-lanterns. You might wonder what this is. It's just a piece of washi tape rolled up, and that's to hold my stamp. If your stamp pad, if your block and your stamp aren't perfectly clean and free of any kind of a residue, it won't cling like it should. But I always just use a piece of washi tape to be sure that it's not going to come off when I'm stamping. All right, I'm going to stay standing up this time. And I'm going to go ahead and put my plate on. Not everyone probably will need to stand up. I do. All right, now we have our little trick or treat pail. And it turned out beautifully. All right, I'm going to move my Big Shot. Oh, I have one more thing. I'm sorry. One more thing to do with the Big Shot. I am taking a piece of our black glimmer paper. These come 12 by 12. You get 2 sheets. I think that they are $5. It's a really good value when you see how many things you can cut with this. And now I'm just running that through. We don't even have to line it up because there's no image that I'm cutting out. I'm just cutting out a nice black witch's hat. All right, now I can move my Big Shot. I have all of my pieces, and I want to put my owl away, my witch hat, and my jack-o'-lantern. It's always a good habit to just put them away as soon as you're done cutting so that you're not looking for little pieces when you're ready to do that. All right, so here's my owl, and he's super cute. I am going to go ahead and take a marker, one of my Stampin' Right markers, and I am going to go ahead and just color his beak. And I am using more mustard, which is not a color you can get right now, but you can get Delightful Dijon. They change the names out, change them up just a little bit to stay current with the color schemes. All right, so now we have our owl, we have a witch hat, and we have a trick-or-treat pumpkin. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble that on the bag. Sometimes I lay things out to see how I would like them to go before I even start. So you can tell our owl is going to be a witch trick-or-treater. And I'm going to put it together. Okay, so I'm just taking my snail adhesive, and you don't need a lot, just enough to make them stick. I'm going to, I think I'm going to center him the best that I can upside down. And I kind of like that right there. It's pretty good. All right. And I just have to decide at what angle I'm going to put the witch's hat. If I want, I don't really want it right on top. That way, no. All right, it's gonna go this way, the way I had it originally. But I do play around with it just to make sure that I'm happy with the placement. So I'm going to put that on again with my snail adhesive. And I want part of her eye to show. There we go. And here is her trick or treat pail. She's ready to go. Again, just some snail. Just like that. And I'm going to cover up that one spot. And I'm going to make a bow out of some ribbon that I got for free from Celebration. And I'm almost like, I like to rush through the holidays, not personally, but with Stampin' Up, because January brings Celebration, and it's like, to me, the best time of the Stampin' Up year. So I'm going to go ahead and add a nice ribbon. I'm going to use my paper snips to trim it, and you can always cut more off your ribbon. You can't put it back on, so I always recommend that you trim a little at a time until you have it to the length you desire. Now with this set, you'll see there are some other images that are just adorable. There's a skeleton, and there is the owl. There's a little spider. You have the witch hat. There's a magic wand right here that we could make to go in her hand. And then you would take these little bones and make like skull and crossbones. And then there's even a framelit to cut out the spider. And there is a framelit. It says Boo instead of one for the trick or treat. So a lot of different things you can do with this set. And I'm finally at a point, I've been with Stampin' Up! Almost 4 years. I am finally to the point where I'm getting a really nice collection of items that I can mix and match for all of the seasons. Okay, so I am going to take one of our mini glue dots to attach the bow to my witch's hat, and that's it. I hope you like the project, and I hope that you'll try it out. And if you like my videos, you can subscribe to my channel and never miss a video. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.